Okay, so in a nutshell, we are working on the abstract piece that you guys should be working on. So I gave you a bucket of different pieces. I'm actually making two. I got this one and another one. So I'll do part of a demo on this one, and then I'll probably switch to the other one and finish it if I had to guess. I was gonna try to do like the miracles of television and be like, oh, this is one halfway. This is what I decided no. So there may be a second video coming your way, but I did the cutting, if there was any. I'm trying to think. No, I just used what I had. I did the grinding, I did the foiling, and now we are ready to try to put things together. So I just kind of played with pieces and moved them around as much as I could. If you forget to grind the little round pieces, the little marble pieces, the foil won't stick. So make sure that you grind the edges of these as well. From here, because I have so many like little weird gaps in between, that would be like impossible to get to with the thing. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna work like in one little section right here probably for you, is I'm gonna pick up a piece and I'm going to solder just that piece, and I'm going to do every piece with it looks like this was a bucket of stuff that was done by another person. So they had started some things and didn't finish, so I just was using their scrap. So the plan will be to put some solder on everything, and then we will tack those pieces together. So I'm gonna kind of go around the edges of this guy. I know he's halfway done already, which is a little awkward, but whatever. Not burn my fingers if that's possible, would be great. And you guys can probably see it, it's running down that one side. So when it does that, you gotta be careful that your fingers aren't down there if you're gonna use your hands. Otherwise, you can use pliers to hold the piece. But just make sure you don't have your hands under where it's gonna run down. So there's that one. I'm gonna try to slide it back into place. This one's already got some solder on it, so I'm gonna do this piece real quick. And I could just do it all right here, but since I gotta pick them up anyways, I think I'm just gonna flux them on this tile that's already gross. So trying to put it on both sides, the top and the side at the same time. It's probably got a lot on the bottom already because it's sitting in this, puddle. And I got my Band-Aid. I got a piece of glass in my finger I can't get out. So that's always fun. All right. I'll work on not burning my fingers, so I'm gonna work on. There we go. Flip it over. Do the other side. I'm just using some some puddles that other students had. I'm just picking up those. Dang, it was hot right there. Picking up from those puddles. I get using this, but it's kind of annoying because you gotta kind of keep switching in your hand. Get some more solder. Whoa, that's a lot. I can't see. Hold on. Old person eyes. There we go. See how it sort of puddles? That's where you don't want your hands underneath of that, because that's gonna hurt. But now I gotta flip it around. I can grab it this way, or I can grab it, flat. And now I gotta remember which way I had it in there. If I were you, and you were smarter than me, I would take a picture of it before you start picking up all the pieces. Otherwise you're like, wait, what did I do? Because you forget. I don't remember. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more piece and then I'm gonna show you how to tack. And then we'll have the miracles of television and we'll come back to this. Flux. This is a mirrored piece. You should all have some colored pieces, some of those little marbledy pieces, those flat marbles, and you should have, let's see, clear marble, colored, and mirror. So, here. Whoa. I just got a big droplet that just escaped. So I guess I'm gonna get rid of some before I wipe this off. Alright, let's wipe. Sometimes you get a lot of sooty stuff on the end of this. See how it's much shinier now? So sometimes it's nice to get some of that sooty stuff off of there. So you give it a little wipe. You gotta make sure that there's water on that though, the sponge, otherwise you just burn the sponge and it doesn't wipe anything. For this, using these little scrap pieces is great. Because all I'm doing is covering it. I'm not like trying to hold anything together or anything like that. So just this random stuff works really well. When I start to actually put things together, then I use a little bit more solder. Seeing if it's warm. I think it's warm. Sometimes you can touch it for a second and feel if it's warm or if it's hot. If it's warm, I'll hold it. It's hot. It's hot. We're gonna try to flip it over. That's the only reason I don't like using the pliers, just because you gotta flip it and flip it again, and it's kind of annoying. Oh, you know something I saw? We should try that. Let's see how it works. They used binder clips. I'm like, oh, that might work really nice. They used a binder clip, and then they could like stand it up on the binder clip. I'm like, sure. That might work nicely. All right, so it goes something like that. So I'm gonna tack like these pieces right here together that have stuff on them. But I gotta not tack these ones that aren't ready. So I gotta back off of there. For the tacking. There we go. So I don't want that to shake off. See how it gets kind of sooty? It's kind of icky. So that's where I wipe it. And then that's better. And I just think I'll pick up some of this extra junk. But for the tack, this is where I might use an actual, you know, the actual solder and try to make sure I get quite a bit on there. That was a lot. And then I literally come through, especially if you're doing a different day, you gotta do this first because it's gonna still have your oils on it. So I just put a dab wherever I'm gonna tack it. So I'm gonna tack it in these places where they touch. So I'm gonna try to tack here, 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 and somewhere through here, but without getting that guy. So, dope. All right. I don't want that much, but I want half that much. There we go, there's a little one. Let me get the little one. All right, so I'm gonna tack here, and it kind of steams out, sort of like when you put on a one of the hooks. It kind of steams out. But right here, because it's funky and weird, it's really bendy, so it's not too bad. I'm just gonna kind of touch it in here. And I'm just tacking the pieces together. So what happens is that then I can flux the whole thing and it'll move around, or it won't move like all the pieces around, right? Because right now, it's gonna move all your pieces around if you try to touch it. So, oh, right here. All right, so now essentially what I have is, if this was my whole piece, like the whole thing sticks together, I could pick it up and move it if I wanted to. So that's how you're gonna tack it. So you'll tack everything once everything has got a solder all the way around it, you'll just tack all those spots. And then after we tack, we'll come back through and we'll fill in anywhere that like this whole line would need filled in right here. And you do the front first, and then we will flip it over to do the back. The reason we have to do the front first is because you can see, if I flip this over now, it's not steady anymore because the glass is different. So then we'll come back and we'll do the back sides of it so that it's gonna be sturdy and not wiggle apart. All right, I think that's it for the moment.